Okay, so now I'm riding up Lawton Street. I'm riding south on Lawton, and that traffic light straight ahead is Donnelly Street. Donnelly and White Street run parallel to each other, and they run on either side of the Westside Trail, which I'm going to show you here in just a minute. This is actually the temporary end of the concrete right here. If you look down that way, that's the Westside Trail running straight down back toward Lee Street, where I was a few minutes ago showing you the new trail. You see the elevated MARTA line up there? That's where I was a minute ago showing you the new ramp and the new entrance off of Lee Street, where they just cut that wall. And so here's a good view of the Westside Trail right there. Notice these warehouses on both sides. That's why they call this Warehouse Row. You can see the MARTA in the distance, the MARTA train running there. So it's a little, the Westside Trail right here actually runs sort of east and west. It's people talk about it going north and south. It's really east-west right here. And then when you get up to Cascade over by the Kroger, a little bit further up when you get around to Lucille Street, or Lucille Avenue, it takes a pretty sharp right and then starts heading due north. But right in here, it's going east and west. So it can be a little bit confusing depending on, so if you're referring to this section of the trail right here, the buildings to the left of me here and the thing would be the north side of the trail, and the buildings on the right would be the south side. The neighborhood that's just south of the trail here is called Oakland City. And the neighborhood that is on the left side of the trail, looking that way, that is the north side of the trail, is West End. So what you've got here is an interesting point in the Westside Trail. Notice these stairs and the ramp. That there's a stairs on the right and there's a ramp right there to the left. That's an ADA ramp. That actually goes all the way out to Donnelly Street here. Let me take you over there. If you're biking and walking on the Westside Trail, you're going to have to come up either the stairs or out over this ramp here and come up onto Lawton Street, this big wide sidewalk that I'm on right now, because the concrete doesn't go any further right here. There's a gap in this concrete trail between Lawton Street and the Kroger up at Cascade. So there will be an interim trail you could hike on. You could walk it, certainly. A little bit muddy maybe if it rains, and if you had a mountain bike you could probably slog your way through it, but probably be easier to come up these stairs and then you come up onto Lawton Street here. And what you do here is you just take a right and you walk down Lawton Street down to that ramp that I was just on that takes you there by Brown Middle School, and then that takes you down to White Street where you pick up the West End Trail, and then you just walk west to where the new Lean Draft House, which is a new restaurant there across from the Kroger on White Street. And then you'll see an entrance there that takes you back into the Atlanta Beltline rail corridor, and you can pick up the concrete trail right there just south of Cascade. Steve Sines from Urban Explorers of Atlanta, trying to show people how to get over to the Westside Trail that don't live around here. If you've never been over here, it's not that hard, but just, there's a few twists and turns that you have to get used to. So hope this helps you out.